Virtual learning has definitely opened a lot of doors that were closed before or hard to navigate. Instruction definitely had to change. The status quo wasn't working.
There's just been this instant connection, I think, between in the school and the home, because they're right there and they don't have, it's not just this thing in our imagination anymore. We actually see exactly where they're living and where they're coming from.
You are being invited into their homes, and you know, part of the time we were inviting them into our homes.
A lot of them are very excited to share, like, this is my space, this is my family, this is my world right here.
The people who do turn their camera on, you can hear background noises when they talk, you can hear their family's conversations.
I've gotten to meet everyone's little brother and sister at least 50 times.
I think that they would be disturbed, but they're actually not disturbed at all. They like to see our family members, and they like to just interact with each other even though we are virtual.
I love that. I love that I've gotten to connect with the families, not just my one student.
Family members have the opportunity to actually be a part of the lesson. When we first started this back in March, families were sitting side by side learning new math and really being immersed in their child's learning.
I think we've done a pretty good job of keeping them as connected as possible, not just with the technology, but continuing to try and offer similar activities that we would. We've still been trying to do assemblies.
Once we had like a student of the month assembly, and it was like this karaoke thing. I didn't sing along to anything, I was just jamming on those.
There are these fun things that everyone can be involved in.
Trying to keep the families still involved and feeling like this is still their school, I think has, to quite a degree, still been successful through all this.
Being outside of the township, it's challenging to really be in the community. So we've had the opportunity to actually go into the communities, to go out and deliver instructional materials, deliver certificates and awards.
We had a pizza fundraiser, so delivering pizzas to families and things like that.
I feel they go above and beyond. I mean, to make the home visits so consistent throughout the school year and make sure that the students are getting what they need.
I'm just out doing some home visits today, which is what a lot of the social workers have been doing since the pandemic, delivering laptops and hotspots to make sure that our students can be online and learning every day. And also, when I can, I like to stop by and pick up the breakfast and lunch that is provided by the district and drop that off.
We delivered, gosh, I think we went to about 40 homes, and that was just, we had so much fun, and it was, we got to see real children, you know, it was like, oh, you know, look how tall you are now.
When they see principal or any other stuff, they're so happy, so excited.
Oh, they was definitely excited. Definitely excited.
There's been times where families want to invite me in and offer me something to drink or something to eat just because they're so happy to see me at their doorstep. They see that we're not only here for their child's academic success, but to ensure the whole family is doing well.
Those things, those we're on a team for that student, I think that really is a big takeaway from being in the home and, you know, being able to work with families.
With the pandemic occurring last spring, there were a lot of social injustices that, you know, were at the forefront of everything going on in the country. And we not only as educators had to respond to the pandemic, but we had to respond to unjust movements that were unfolding, you know, before our eyes.
It's something that's a little scary at first, because we talk about different things that may in the past be considered as taboo, like talking about racial differences.
In preparing for the school year, we wanted to have a book study that really touched on topics that basically would be like uncharted territory in the world of education.
The book that we're reading in our equity study here is Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria?
In that particular book, the author really breaks down what the definition of racism is and the advantages that one group may have over another group.
And we've really dived into the history of racism in this country, and we've also taken a look at some of the policies through our criminal justice system. We decided to start with 13th, which is a documentary offered on Netflix, and it was really eye-opening for staff members to see how events have unfolded in American history that still to this day impact our students.
The movie that we just watched a week ago was called Just Mercy, and one of the things that really stuck with me was how the gentleman who's a lawyer was portrayed, like, automatically he was seen as less than. It happened in a police stop. It happened when he went into the jail to see his client. You can read about something, but when you see it on film, it just conveys that more deeply.
Not only have we done staff movie studies, but we've done student movie studies throughout the school year.
One of them was Coco, and that was like in the beginning of the year.
And the second one, which was the Native American Heritage Month, they teached us like how did they live and all about the Native American history and why do they celebrate it. And the third one was the Proud Family. We were learning about Black history.
This is standard operating procedure for Senkow, right? I mean, it's always been a multi-diverse community that is really well integrated, and children get along great. So they've always had good respect for each other's cultural differences.
Our students are seeing a change and an impact just on the way that we are approaching situations, the way that we are trying to support them through these challenging events that are occurring.
Everyone is going through really bad era, but during these meetings, our surprise principal visit and other stuff, these are really, somewhere it's positive. It gives us a positive relief.
The teachers are doing a great job. Keep up whatever they're doing. Hopefully when we get back to normal, I can thank them in person. And that even though we're through computer screens, we're all connected somehow one way or another.
Please stay safe and please always wear your mask. Stay happy and stay healthy.